Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Five Star Revolution podcast with your host, CJ Price. If you haven't already, go over to Facebook right now and join us on Facebook, Five Star Revolution Podcast. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Five Star Revolution Podcast. So, thank you everyone for joining us here tonight. We have a very special guest, and his name is Ala Ding Ding. How you doing tonight?
Great to see you right there. You know that. Hold on. Let me put this on pause. Uh, Great to see you. What's going on?
How you doing, Mr. Ding Ding, man?
uh,
Um,
Doing good.
so I always ask this question to everyone that comes on my podcast because everyone has a different story.
Yeah.
Were you a wrestling fan growing up? And if so, who were your favorite wrestlers when you were growing up?
Yeah, I was a huge wrestling fan. My brother got me into watching it back in the early stages of the 90s, My very first fond memory was, of course, before I became thicker, you know what I mean? I always been fascinated seeing bigger men doing athletic things like Yokozuna, Bam Bam Bigelow. I was always fascinated seeing such amazing athleticism for such big men like them.
So you were a wrestling fan of the big guys.
Absolutely.
All right. So when did you first start training professionally, and what wrestling school did you go to?
I first started my training on March 20th, 2012, and I started at Pro Wrestling Combine, and that was run by Kevin Landry.
When was your first match, your first official match, and who was it against?
My very first match was on December 1st, 2012, like several months later. It was a six-man tag with me teaming up with the Phantom and also teaming up with the late Ian Griffin that passed away a number of weeks ago, versus Chris Camaro, Scotty Wild, and a newcomer named Mikey. Oh yeah, and his name is like Mikey or something like that. But yeah, it was a good six-man tag right there. Very fun. My very first match, which was very pretty cool on my end.
What did you learn from that match? Like, what do you remember from that match?
How to control my bladder. uh, um, when the first thing I learned was the most simple and basic things. Keep my fucking mouth shut and listen. That's pretty much how they told me how to do stuff.
True, true. So, what would you tell at that time? If I
Mhm.
remember correctly, you were not Ala Ding Ding at that time. You were Narciso Rex, correct?
Well, I was Narciso Rex, yeah, but my very first name was Baby Rex.
Baby Rex.
Yeah.
So, how's that? Let's talk a little bit about that character. Did you enjoy doing that, and how'd you grow from that to Ala Ding Ding?
Well, when I first started out, I wanted to be something sort of similar to my brother, which he used to play. Isaiah Rex was he was honoring our grandfather. And during the time, I was just trying to find my niche, like a little bit of like stepping stone. Since I would like to say before I became Narciso, I want to become known as a baby, which it was a complete total ripoff of the baby from the television show Dinosaurs. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very optimistic about that. So yeah, I did the whole not the mama shtick for a little bit. Um, it took me a few years to start developing, and it took like one article from my family that said that our great grandfather's name was Narciso. So when I looked at it, I said, like, you know what, I did the Baby Rex thing for as long as I possibly can. I think it's time for me to evolve. Just like in everything in wrestling, you need to evolve, so that means you can able to stay relevant. So from that day forward, I remember saying, like I said, you know what? I don't want to be called Baby Rex anymore. I want to be honoring my great grandfather Narciso.
So,
And mhm.
no, go
so
ahead.
sorry about that. So then I started out right there, and then next it slowly morphed away where I didn't need the Narciso character anymore. and I started becoming a la Ding Ding back in 2017.
So what do you enjoy doing the most? Did you enjoy doing Narciso Rex or do you enjoy doing a la Ding Ding?
Currently, and right now, it's got to be a la Ding Ding because I'm playing a character that it's like 1,000 times different for what the hell I do in real life.
I remember when you first came out with that character, I thought, I was like, "What are you doing, man?" You like
Oh
this
yeah.
with the fans with that character. I loved it.
Oh, it was. I was telling you. I'll tell you like this. It was a scary kind of thing since I was saying like I'm gonna be a la Ding Ding and everything. I don't think no one's gonna take me seriously because everyone's not saying like who the hell wants to be called Ding Ding for a name. Apparently I did, and apparently it works tremendously.
I love the character, man. It's awesome. So keep it up.
Thank you, thank you.
Um, so let's talk about you as a wrestler.
Hmm.
In my opinion, you're one of the most underrated guys in the New England wrestling scene. Do you
Hmm.
agree?
I will have to agree. I got to keep myself a little humble. I do believe that I'm a little bit underrated, but I just I barely much can't control that, you know what I mean? So I just try my best to say like, well, they're not gonna look at me, but when they hear about Ding Ding, they're gonna say like, hold on, let me see this because I heard he did this, whether it's in a tag team match or in the singles competition, you know? Like I bust my ass every day just so that means I could show them, say like, okay, I'm short in stature, but I know how to move because I do not waste not even one motion in the ring since I started back in 2012.
And I don't know if you still do this, but I remember you doing that split leg and moonsault. Do you still do that?
I haven't done the split-legged moonsault for about 3 years now, but I can still do it. The last time I did the split-legged moonsault was back when me and the other Pyramids of Power members were in the Mohegan Sun Arena, and we wrestled Sergeant Murray, Zachariah Gibbs, and WWE Hall of Famer um, Hacksaw Dim Duggan. There we go.
So why is it that you stopped doing that move? Is it because you're a bigger guy, you don't want to hurt people, or just
Oh no,
because
hell no. Oh hell no. I'll still do it. I just didn't find. Oh no, my matches. I really want to do it, but sometimes I always think about saying like, you know what? I love doing the move, but I want to do it on special occasions where if Ding Ding's going after the tag team titles, or if I ever win my first singles title, you know, crossing, I will use it, and pretty much everyone will say like, "Wow, he did it." And say like, "Yeah," because you know what? It's like a special attraction. Saying like, you know how Andre the Giant how he stay relevant, been in the territory for like a little bit, go to the next one, and bam, still keep that lore. So don't worry, sooner or later the split leg moonsault will come back.
I was gonna say, man, you should keep doing that move because that sets you apart from all the other big guys.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about your tag team career.
Mm-hmm.
I know you like enjoying doing tag team. What? Why is it that you haven't transitioned to a singles career yet?
That question I've been asked a lot. So I'll just tell you straightforward. Like I deeply enjoy tag team wrestling. It's a different dynamic. You learn a lot from seeing four men um in the tag, just doing something miraculous. Like we've seen the singles matches, trust me, they are amazing. But for me in tag team format, I wanted to stay in just a little longer, just so that means I can learn much more because I can learn to say like this, like if it's one person, one on one, you'll learn something. But if you have four men completely different, you'll learn pretty much the whole world, in my opinion. So I'm going to stay in the tag team for now. In the foreseeable future, there will be a time where I'm going to be in singles, but I did done singles matches. The last single match that I did literally was last week at a Taco Fest for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling.
Nice.
I I lost, of course, but I was outside in the baseball arena. I will upload the photos one of these days on my on my Facebook and Instagram. I had a good match with one of the Red Lions' proteges. I completely forgot his name. I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, but I gave him a good match, and everyone say like, "Oh, you made him look like $1,000,000," and I said, "Thank you." And they say like, "We're gonna be keep in touch with you whenever we get a chance." So I said, "Not a problem. My phone is always right next to me."
That's what I'm saying, man. You're very underrated until they see you in the ring. Then they're like, wow, man, this guy can go.
Yeah.
So, if you could, right now, you've been wrestling for about 10 years. So, you're considered a veteran in the business. What would you say to the a la Ding Ding Narciso Rex that first started today? What would you say to that person?
Keep striving. You're hungry. You want people to think differently. Sorry if I'm swearing a lot, but fucking go for it. Go for it. Like continue on because you never know. You never know who's watching, and somewhere there needs to be something a little bit different. Like there, that's the beauty. That's the beauty for wrestling. Like you can be like over 6 feet tall, and you could be amazingly athletic, which is great. Smaller guys, apparently we work harder just so that means we can say like, oh, we're not 6 feet tall, but at least we can do all this. Like I could be short in the powerhouse, or I can be short doing cruiserweight stuff, you know? It's just that you got to find the niche for it. That's how I pretty much am elaborating on that.
Sounds good and a very good answer, my friend.
Thanks.
So, I want to bring up something that not a lot of people know about you. You can do the worm.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it that we don't see that in your matches?
Ding Ding needs to be a good guy to do that. But um one of these days I just have to just do the worm just so that means everyone can say like I can do a little bit more. Just so I say like wait, what the hell did he just do? Did he just freaking do the worm? What the hell? So maybe I might do one of these days I might bring the worm into the subject.
I would love to see that, man, because I would crack up in the if I was in the crowd. So, what's the longest drive you've done since you started wrestling?
The longest drive is Maine. I did Maine. I did like I know some parts of Connecticut could be like hell. Rhode Island could be hell, but my first trip to Maine, wrestling for the Ding Ding character, over let's see, from there like almost 277 miles away from each other, and that's the longest distance I ever did in my life. But one of these days, like if I ever want to go to Canada, Michigan, or hell, even in the Carolinas or in Florida, you know, if they want me, I say like, well, I'll do my best to like go farther, just so that means my name could be out there.
So, when you go to those long road trips and you arrive, you only see 20, 30 people in the crowd. How do you feel? Like, are you disappointed in that? And how do you perform on those shows?
In a way I should be disappointed, saying like I wanted to like I always want to see like maybe like more than 30 people, you know, but to me it's like even though it's for 30 people, I still go like this. I hope we'll be lucky we have one. We'll be happy to know if we just have one fan. If we have one fan, 50 fans, 150 fans, over thousands of fans, I'll just say it doesn't make no difference. I'm just gonna make sure that they at the end of the day they say like, oh, they had fun because they saw some wrestling. That's pretty much how my mindset is.
So, do you still give 100% even though there's only like 20, 30 people in there?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I always have to give 100% because I always want to make sure that my wrestling translate in many different languages. I want them to say like I want them to be emotionally invested, even though, like I said, if it's 1 to 1,000, I just want all of them to have a good time.
Okay. So I know in your career you've played both heel and face.
Hmm.
What's your favorite thing to do and why?
What do you mean by that one, man?
Like, what's your favorite thing to do? Do you like doing heel more or do you like doing face more?
Heel.
And why?
Heel is because like what Chris Jericho said, like it's your personality amped up to 11. To me, like at first when I was starting as the Ding Ding character, of course, I started heel, of course. Um, I was just trying to make sure that there was like that one character that all the fans want to freaking hate, to make sure that the baby will go over as generic as possible. Like they wanted to make sure that the baby face earned it. Most baby faces, some, not all, some of them are lacking. Like they're more focused on doing the moves instead of like making sure that the crowd comes in. Here's a perfect example right here. Last week when I was at that Taco Fest, I made sure that my character as heel make sure that the crowd, I make sure I go out there and say like, oh, look at the blonde right there. The blonde wants you to pretty much beat me, and I'm not gonna let them beat me, because you know what, I will beat me, not you. Pretty much like make sure that they in the cheap seats all the way there say like, oh, I'm telling the blonde to say like, oh, cheer for them, making sure they get all heated up, because as a heel, most of the eyes will be on me, because it's my job as a heel to make sure that damn babyface is doing his damn job.
That's a great answer, man. I love that mindset, my friend.
Thank you.
So, this is the part of the podcast where I ask the wrestler to cut a promo for me in character, if you don't mind, for 30 seconds on me, CJ Price. If you don't mind.
You want me to do it for like 30 seconds?
Just 30 seconds.
Okay, so right here. What's your name? CJ Price. You want to cash check me out? How about this? What about you cash check me a proper opponent? Because none of these Americans right here can even topple you. But you know what, Price? I give you one thing for certainty. You got balls and charisma like no other person do. But trust me, but once you step foot in with a ding ding, I can cash you out just like that.
This we command.
Yeah. Oh, wait, oh, yeah, that's right.
I love that stuff, man. I
Thank
love
you.
that stuff. So, why does wrestling mean so much to you?
It's like it's like therapy for me. It's like, of course, all of us have shoot jobs right now. You know, all of us have our own daily lives. You know, we have so much stress built up in us, both mentally and physically. You know, and also in a rare case, spiritually. Wrestling for me is just like to get like an outlet, saying like, oh my god, this coworker pissed me off, bam, chop the shit out of him. Oh, I got bills to pay, punch him right in the face. Oh, the missus really wants me to contribute more, and I feel like I can't do crap. Let me just dick kick someone right in the wrestling, right? Something along those lines. So yeah, but for me, like again, like it's very therapeutic. It helps me keep myself mentally sharp, and also it keeps me physically fit.
I totally agree with you, man. Wrestling is a total stress reliever. If you haven't wrestled, my friends, and you want to get into it, then I totally recommend it because, like you said, you can stay in shape, and then it's a huge stress reliever to take your mind off the real world.
Oh, absolutely.
So, what would you say is your style of wrestling? Are you a brawler, a high flyer? What are you doing these days?
I'm doing a mixture of I'm doing hybrid stuff. I'm doing, of course, powerhouse move, big guy, a little bit of a big guy, some lucha, a little bit, not too much. I still need to work on my cardio. My cardio's good. I'm not gonna lie, but it could be better. So I like to say I'm like a hybrid style. So that means because again, like many people have one style mixture with two or three. Me, I just want to have everything jabbed into one. So that means like this big man. They say like, oh, he can mainly do power moves. Oh, he doesn't split like his moonsault. Holy shit. Book him.
So, who's your dream opponent currently wrestling right now? Who do you want
My
to?
say it again?
Who's your dream opponent? Who do you want to wrestle?
Ooh. Oh, there I will give you a list of people in the indies, yes, and also in the professionals. Indie wise, I would like to wrestle. If he's still wrestling, if he doesn't, that's fine. I would like to wrestle Frankie Arion. That's one name in New England that everyone really misses, and I miss that guy so freaking much. He's one of my dream opponents in the indies right there. Also, AJ Cruz. I think he might hang it up. I think I'm not too sure. There's like ton more people in the indies, but mainstream wise, like legends, my ultimate dream match is to have a match with Takami Shinoku.
Really?
Dead ass. Takami
What's
Shinoku.
that?
I just love Taka for the most weirdest of all reasons. Like he's my number one favorite Japanese wrestler. Number two coming up for Shinsuke, and Okada for number three. So there's so much up. But Taka, if I ever had a chance to wrestle him, I will automatically say, like, if I don't care if I win, I don't care if I lose. I say like this. I wrestle Taka Michinoku. No one doesn't give a fuck about him. I do give a fuck about that guy.
That totally blows my mind, man. That's like out of left field right there.
Yeah, like I remember years ago, like at a bar, everyone was talking about top favorite wrestlers, and I mentioned Taka's name, and everyone looked at me and said, no one never mentioned him or talked about him. Ding Ding just brought a good conversation. Let's just all come here and hear this shit.
Hey, man, you're a huge Takami Shinoku fan, so I'm sure you know this little fact that I'm about to throw at you.
Yeah,
He
what's
was
up?
the first ever light heavyweight champion, and he was crowned right here in Springfield, Massachusetts, at the In Your House pay-per-view. I don't know if you remember
I
that.
remember that. I was young during that time, and I did not knew they were in Springfield during that moment. I never knew. I had to watch it in pay per view, but I guess my brother went to go watch it, and I say like, you went to go see my favorite wrestler, so fuck you.
Yeah, that was my first ever wrestling event live, so that was awesome. But
Uh,
anyway, enough about me. What would you say are some of the highlights in your career so far?
my highlights is I've been blessed and amazed that I be able to work with such amazing performers. I wrestled Matt Striker. I wrestled Bob Evans. I tagged up with Congo. I wrestled Hacksaw Tim Duggan in the main event over at Mohegan Sun. Like, and tagged up. Oh, not tagged up. I wrestled against Sandman and much more. It's like I'm blessed to have that much opportunity, knowing that a little person such as myself could work with such amazing men. Like the learning tree is going to continue growing no matter what. Just going to take that one good chop going down, and next hopefully grow back again. So that means we can learn, because that's what we do every day is just learn.
Yes, sir. You never stop learning in the professional wrestling business. And if you think you know it all, you better think again.
I wish I knew it all, but no, hell no, I can't be that guy.
So, a couple more questions for me, Mr. Ding Ding.
All right, what's up?
What can we expect out of you in the next 3 years?
By the next 3 years, I will tell you this straight out. Hopefully, in the next 3 years, I'm gonna try to lose a little bit more weight, just a little bit. Like I want to try to get back to like maybe 215 ish or area, and I want to try to see if I could hopefully win some titles. Like right now, currently, I'm in a tag team with my brother, known as the Pyramids of Power, and sooner or later, my brother is going to. I can't say retire. I can't say the word retire just lost its luster. It did. He's going to be done because of course, of his own way of life right now. He has children. He's getting a little older in advance, and when he leaves, it's just going to be me by myself. So I want to make sure that I stay in the tag team, which I did tell you literally in the beginning stages that I want to stay in the tag team mainly because I love tagging with my brother. Even though me and him constantly likes to fight with each other, but me and him fighting is actually we learning just to try to make sure like I'm trying to understand his mindset and he can understand my mindset, how things are going. So back to the question at hand, I want to stay in tag team for like a little bit until my brother said I'm done. I need to focus on my children and my life. I said that's understandable. Right now, I have to come out and work my ass off even harder, whether to stay in singles or there might be a new partner for me right there or partners. You never know. I can. I'm pretty much a friend whore. Let's just put it that way. I'm a friend whore. If you
Well,
want, if they
I,
want me to stay right there, I just do it. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say whether you're a tag team or you're a singles guy, I'm sure you'll do great, man.
Absolutely.
So my last question for you, Mr. Ding Ding, is you spoke about retirement with your brother.
Hmm.
What about when it comes to retire for you? Do you still want to stay in the business? And if so, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a backstage producer, a trainer, a manager? What do you would like to do when you retire?
Keyword when I retire. That's going to be, I still got many years in this body. The only time I'm going to actually call it quits if either I need to help out my wife with if we're trying to have a child together and everything. If I need to help her, I will step away for like a little bit just so I can help her, or a serious injury. Or the third one, hopefully it will never happen, is me being burnt out, you know? So that's pretty much my answer a little bit. Like, yeah, I think I lost track right there. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, what do you want to do when you call it quits, when you're done with the wrestling?
I actually want to spend more time with my family. Like I'm right now in the process of my life. Like I am married. Sooner or later, I'm going to have children. You know what I mean? And I want them to, I want them to know their father. I want them to know their father. They're saying like, yes, daddy in the future, daddy loves to go do his thing, but when daddy's done, I come back and I'll do everything what you want me to do. Like I pride myself to be an honorable man as best as I possibly can. I don't want to be a fake. If they want me to be real, I'll be real with them. I don't want to shield no one whatsoever. So that's pretty. You pretty much got the answer right there. So yeah, I wanted to spend some time with my family and also don't get heat with the missus for missing out in very important events. I've been doing that for the past few years, and I need one of these days is I need to like say like stop at the I'm afraid that she's actually going to kill me because she's literally right there with that knife.
So wrestling has gotten you into the doghouse then.
Oh, more than I can count.
Hey man, that comes with the business, man.
Oh yeah.
So where can our listeners follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, of course, and also TikTok. TikTok is Ding Ding 91, all lowercase. Ding Ding 13 for Instagram. For my Facebook, it's going to be Narciso Rax because during the time they don't believe that Ala Ding Ding would have been a name. So so much, I guess. So yeah.
Facebook is racist.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Mr. Ding Ding, thank you so much for joining us here tonight on the Five Star Revolution podcast. All
No,
you listeners, don't forget, join us on Facebook, Five Star Revolution Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Five Star Revolution Podcast. We wish you the best of luck, Mr. Ding Ding, and thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Have a great night, man.
you too, man. Take care. All right.
Take care, man.